Did you know that today is the 51st birthday of Star Trek? Did you know that probably 15 to 20% of the audience actually gives a shit about Star Trek? Maybe a little bit more. I give a lot of a shit. Which is why I've brought something to you today. Something kind of amazing. Stage 9. I bet you're wondering what it is. Well, before I do Mario Kart, let's just say it's something a lot more chill. And I've lost the music. That's a shame. I think it was about to get good too. I had to lower it a bit, and then it just went away. It's not terminal stage 9. No. It's just stage 9. So before the salt, something quite good. Let's see. That was just the end of the music, so we're good. Do we launch? Do we begin? So, before you... Wow, that's... Goodbye, NPCs! Alright, before we do anything, I'm gonna tell you all about this. Let me get rid of some of the motion blur, because that is probably one of the more annoying aspects. You could probably even get rid of a little more. Bring it down to 0. Let's see if we get rid of all of it. I mean, I'm personally okay with that. So this is the bridge of the Enterprise D from Star Trek: The Next Generation, which was my favorite TV show. And it's faithfully recreated. And the goal of this thing is eventually... Look at those textures, holy shit. The goal of this thing is to eventually model the entire fucking ship. Believe it or not. It's pretty amazing. Game. To access the rest of the ship, you must go back to Season 2 to 7 bridge. So you get to choose some stuff here. Wait, didn't I just have a menu for NPCs? Where'd that go? So yeah, the Season 1 bridge was actually a little different. Oh, and you can't access anything else when you're in Season 1 bridge. What are the differences? I have no idea. What's your favorite ship in Star Trek? Disabling the YouTube stream. That's my favorite ship in Star Trek. My favorite ship in Star Trek is the Enterprise D. It's this one. So it's the 51st anniversary, and we're getting some Garbo Star Trek show coming up real soon. And last year for the 50th anniversary, CBS did like nothing. So it was just a big mess. They mishandled the series pretty drastically in my opinion, but the fans still give a shit, and this is a fan production. Like, this is made totally by... That's cool. This is made totally by people who just love Star Trek. It's not made by anyone in particular, like that has that's looking for a profit or a gain. Number 1. This is Captain Picard's room. Okay, that could use a little bit of work. Even got some nice music cues. Let me do the thing. Tea, Earl Grey hot. That's the Stargazer. That's Picard's first ship. Well, that was the first ship that he was in command of. Don't ask why I know this stuff. I wonder if this music is ever going to stop. We'll have to scan for the end of the music. It's rotten. Up. Fish is dead, Jim. I'm sorry. Oh god, here we go again. Well, before I do anything, so yeah, here's a number of locations you can go to. Look, there's a surprising amount of the ship finished. Animate LCARs, yes please. Gee. There we go, now we got some animated LCARs. That's the computer, so that's the OS, guys. The NPCs are temporary. In fact, from what I understand, they're working on NPCs that look like the main cast, and not randos. Like, for example, I don't know if this is Captain Picard. Oh look, it's Riker, everybody. It's everybody's favorite bearded, oh wait, no, that's not Riker. Troy? Kinda. Almost. But yeah, no, these are just rando NPCs. They have, oh god. That's creepy. Something weird about that. Data? Is that you? Huh. These, like, they just look soulless. They've seen some shit. They've been on too many away missions, man. They had to fucking fight a crystalline entity. The crystalline entity devoured Earth. That's the only explanation for this face. Jesus fucking Christ. I hope they're okay. Let's go to the bathroom. Oh wait, we can't go to the bathroom. How about the observation lounge? That's available. There's a great many... Oh, look. Got a whole biography here. You have so many episodes that take place in this room, or have some kind of conference or meeting in this room, in these pink chairs, these late 80s, early 90s decor chairs, these very, very muted colors that is the Enterprise D, as opposed to what would come later, which is just metal. Stark metal beams and metallic colors and metal with metal on it. Is that a phaser? Oh shit. Look, it kinda works. Kinda. It's dangerous, don't keep those hanging around. But yeah, it's funny because I've been meaning to... I found this a long time ago. I think I might have even streamed it in its early stages. But it only had the bridge and maybe a couple of other things, nothing substantial. I found it again fairly recently. And, I was gonna stream it, and then I realized today was the 51st anniversary of Star Trek. You know, since the, oh, who are you? It's not Picard. 51st anniversary since Star Trek first aired on TV. And I said to myself, well, this is the perfect day for this. Deck 2. Yes, they are trying to eventually get the entirety of the Enterprise. Port crew, starboard cargo. From what I understand, the technology, they actually have this thing along a track that... What the fuck? Come... What the... No. No! Leave me alone! Don't leave me alone! Wait, okay, then. Okay, so, they based a lot of the turbo lifts and the ship on There's an accident. Are you gonna fix this? Off of the plans, there's a whole, like, blueprint that was released for the Enterprise D that was extremely, sickeningly detailed. And, they actually went hard for authenticity purposes, including things that you don't see on the show. So that's kind of cool. This is free, and it's still very early. What the hell is this? So there's still a lot of work to be done, but this is escape pod. Oh, more escape pods. Can't quite get in there. Is this the storage room they put those Irish people in? That's a Season 1 episode. We don't talk about Season 1. I'm sorry, that's, what was Season 1 had what? That's the one where they melt the thing's head, right? With the phasers? Because I remember that. Aid station. They do eventually plan on getting a lot of these minor rooms implemented. And even certain scenarios in the holodeck. There's also, apparently there's plans to have, like, the elevator breakdown and you have to escape. So, like, a more interactive experience. This is also in VR. Here's a crew lounge. This is not 10 forward. 10 forward is what you see in the show. But this is one of those crew lounges that are just on the blueprint that you don't see in the show. They're just kind of there. It was 13 posters released in a hardcover book, shows all 42 decks. Really? Well, I'm a big fan of this. The people that worked on this and, you know, made this a reality. This is cool as fuck. And I'm a huge fan of how far it's come, because I remember when I first got my Oculus, which I no longer use, but my Oculus DK2, I really wanted to explore the Enterprise in VR, and there was nothing available at the time. But now... Oh shit, it's Worf! It's him! Guys, it's him! He's sleeping! Lieutenant Worf's room. Wait, who are you? You're not Worf? Or you're not Data? Who the fuck are you? Get out of here! What? Guys, it's Worf. Wait a minute. Not only are you not Worf, but who the fuck sleeps with their head off the bed like this? This is a chair, mind you. Oh, you can interact with it. Yeah, this is a chair. This is the stupidest looking chair in the entirety of science fiction. A true warrior uses a bat-leth on his shitty chair. It's supposed to not be comfortable. I would assume that the reason Worf has a shitty chair like this is because he knows it's not comfortable and it disciplines him. Yeah. Alright, well. Sod off then. So yeah, pretty faithful recreation of Worf's quarters, I would imagine. Okay, science lab is unavailable. There, you again. I'm suspicious of this crewman. Something weird is going on here. What are you doing? Nice hover shoes. Yeah, this you need to be studied and watched. Because I don't know what you're doing. I think he's trying to kill Worf. Fake Worf. I think he's waiting for me to leave so he can murder fake Worf. That's my expert theory. Here's a cargo elevator. It's another one of these. So there's a multitude of these throughout the ship. And there's another turbo lift. We didn't get to Data's quarters yet. Astrophysics lab? Not yet. Not available yet. Fluidics lab. Yeah, eventually you're just going to be able to, like, get lost on the Enterprise. Which isn't necessarily a good thing, but... You know. It'll be cool to be able to play through this and just explore everything. And, maybe sabotage the Enterprise eventually. Sabotage, as Captain Kirk would say. Biophysics. Aid station. Again, these were all in the blueprints. All this stuff. Escape pod. I like how Worf's quarters are all near the goddamn escape pods. So if anything happens, Worf is the first one to escape. Though he wouldn't. You again. What the fuck? Did you just open an alternate dimension? That guy's a wizard! How did he get here? How did he do that? That dude just opened a dimension into space. Where did I need to find him. Where did you go? He's gone! Oh no, there he is. Sorry. Again, he's like opening... Wait a minute. I'm in the same... I'm in the same part of the ship. I think I fucked up. He's coming for me. Please do not kill. Is it Q? Q is in disguise. I still think... Okay, here we go. He's going in! And he changed his mind. Alright. Alright, well... I think maybe I just didn't fully explore this area yet. I need to find Data's quarters. They're somewhere. So yeah, for anyone who is just joining and maybe doesn't know my streams or me very well, kind of a big Star Trek fan. I'd set to the task a couple years ago of watching every episode from every show of the entire series. TNG was my favorite. I've watched most of those episodes multiple times. I mean, I liked it when I was a kid. I liked the movies when I was a kid. So it was pretty natural that I would enjoy the characters. But then you have Deep Space Nine, which was also really good. And Voyager was, well, Voyager was a bit of a chore for me, but I still did it. I put the time in. It wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed some of it. And Enterprise was a little bit better than I thought it would be. But yeah, I really like Star Trek, and I have little and less faith for Star Trek Discovery, which just looks like generic sci-fi action schlock. There's Data's quarters. Somehow I missed it, but yeah. Again, who are these crew members impersonating Data? Oh. Is that Tasha Yar? Yes, it is. Where's the kitty? I don't think the kitty was implemented. Data's kitty Spot. Apparently the crew fucking hated that cat. Because the cat couldn't act. Listen to Brent Spiner talk about it. It's fun. Here's the Sherlock Holmes pipe that Data uses. I mean... Man, in the 24th century, you don't have a whole lot of possessions. It's like that John Lennon song, Imagine. Remember when he said, Imagine no possessions? They took it serious. They took it very serious. Data owns, like, 3 things. Including a mini Tasha Yar. Huh. Meanwhile, I look around my place and it's just random shit everywhere. God help me. I need to clean it up one day and get it into some kind of order. Because at the moment, it is, I would say, loosely organized chaos. It's not like you can walk around, it doesn't look terrible, but it's most certainly too much shit. Ode to Spot. Did that certain professor tell you to clean your room? You bet, man. You bet he did. I mean, cleaning the room is the key to a great number of things. Still haven't taken him up on it, though. It's a daunting challenge, and I don't have a whole lot of space down here. I think something fucked up. Oh, okay, we're good. Oh my god, it's going mental! Okay, this just takes me back here. So, I think we're good on this floor. Transporter rooms. We got the science lab, Picard's quarters. There's a look at all this stuff. So this is deck 1. We'll go back up to the main bridge. There's more stuff to do up there, but let's go to the transporters. Let's see what Miles O'Brien's doing. One of the devs are here. Dev, what your name in chat? I watched some of your videos, like the Q&A stuff and the update videos, and I'm very impressed. Now everyone in chat is Dev. How do you pronounce that name? C-A-C-I-L-L-E? Casil? How many transporter accidents has she seen? How many, like, flesh monster puppets have come through this transporter? I mean, it's awful clean, but when you have to clean it, this is the look you get afterwards. Get me off the shit. Ah! Whoa! I don't like that. Still looks fantastic, though. So, dev person, which one are you? Are you the American guy, or are you the guy with the British? Are you the British guy? What a boring fucking job this must be. I think about Miles O'Brien, all the years that he just sits there. I'm sorry, Sans, that doesn't even have a chair. What a horrendous job this is for this poor guy. He doesn't even get paid. I am none of them that make the update videos. Oh, okay. Regardless, welcome. Thanks for joining. I really like this, and I think the work you put into this and everyone put into this is astounding, and it's going to pay off. I mean, where is this going to be in another year or two? It's going to be great. So, but yeah, I think of O'Brien at Work, which is the best comic related to Star Trek. You should Google it, and it's just a bunch of fun stories about Miles O'Brien sitting in the transporter room. In fact, we're going to go on a little adventure right now. Chief O'Brien at Work. There's a couple of good ones that I think I'd really like to share with you. At least one good one. Where's the most recent one? So, yeah, it's pretty much just a nice little comic about the lovable character named Miles O'Brien. So you got an alien. Do not fear, I am a peaceful alien life form on a mission of discovery. Oh, hello again. I want to understand how your species feels pain. You're not going to hurt me, are you? Yes, but only for scientific purposes. It is not personal. Ah! Interesting. Your job is meaningless and irrelevant. Oh, I get it. Now you're testing emotional pain, right? No, that was personal. Picture 182 episodes of this. There was a good one with Picard recently. Let's see. Wow. Sorry, Riker likes to have it away with Miles O'Brien's wife. It's not a good time, but, you know, there's a whole... O'Brien's busy. There's not a whole lot he can do about that. Let me take you to episode 1 of Miles O'Brien in the transporter room, because then that will provide some context. So you have O'Brien here. You can see. He looks relatively happy at his job, just enjoying it, standing there for a while, like kind of forever. And it says, Picard to Chief O'Brien. Transport myself, Dr. Crusher, and Mr. Data directly to the surface. Do you guys want me to come do it from the... Do you guys want to come do it from the transporter room, sir? It would be nice to see a friendly face. No need. Transport us directly. And that's basically the beginning of the saga. They don't need him. I mean, they could even tell the computer. They could say, computer, transport me from the bridge, and they will be transported from the bridge. This job was taken away by computers. But he didn't get the memo. Nice fake watch you got there. Look at him, he's bored. Sorry, I'm spending a long time in this room. I don't need to do that, but I am still fascinated by the idea of a transporter chief when there is literally nothing the chief does that a computer cannot. Also, apparently, chief is not a real rank. Just saying. You know, in the Star Trek universe, like, chief, what do you mean chief? Are you a lieutenant, a commander, a captain, first officer? Like, what's your rank? Oh, I'm a chief. Oh, you're a chief. Oh, sorry. Of course you are. Why don't you go back and stand in the transporter room, and then we'll put you on your own show a couple years later. Which happened, by the way. Miles O'Brien was later put on Deep Space Nine, which was an excellent show, and he had a really good role in it. He had some of my favorite episodes of that entire series. There was a whole canon thing where, well, canon, it's a kind of a trope of the show called O'Brien Must Suffer. So, O'Brien goes to DS9, he becomes their chief mechanic, or whatever he becomes, and he ends up being a, you know, very important character on that show, but these characters very, very much scare me. Whoa! What were you looking at? The force field? And since he's such a relatable character compared to most of the other cast members, the writers would often write episodes around him suffering. The idea being, if he suffers, the audience is sure to relate to it. So there's an inordinate amount of... Oh, come the fuck on now. I know. Okay. Okay. Nice Easter egg. I was gonna say, there's no way that could be a glitch. That has to be an Easter egg. I'm ready to go. Transport me. No? No. What the fuck? Oh no! All these crew members! It's so weird! This is the night shift. Like, this is the... this is the night shift. They left Wesley Crusher in charge of the ship this night. Mr. Crusher, we're all going to go to sleep. Would you mind watching the, would you mind taking a look after the ship for a while? So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's an episode where Miles O'Brien spends like 20 years in a virtual prison. It's called Hard Time. It's fucked up. There's a lot of good tragedy episodes with O'Brien, but I mean, you know, you just start to feel bad for him. It's like, come on. Give him something good for once. You know, he just... all the time he was on TNG, he's like standing at a transporter room and... poor guy. So this is the Arboretum. And, this was, I believe, in an episode with a spooky ghost child and Troy's mother. I'm going to venture a guess. And I'm going to say that whatever the fuck is going on here should not be happening. She's a proud tree. Or she's Jesus, I don't know, one or the other. I'd like to first state that the gravity generators on the Enterprise must be very strong. Because, you know, this ship is getting hit all the time. It's always in combat. First of all, there are hundreds of families on this ship, right? So it's not just like a battleship. Then you have a room with water in it like this. And if they lose gravity for just a second, that's gone. So just don't take a hit. And then you watch the series and it always takes a hit. But there's almost always gravity. I don't recall a TNG episode where they lost gravity, so I mean, good for them. Oh, but then there's that time in Star Trek Generations where the ship was destroyed, you know, in a terrible movie. Oh. Let's go to Picard's quarters first, then we'll go to the battle bridge. Goblin. But yeah, according to the devs, there's a lot of good stuff planned. They already rewrote the code for the turbo lifts so that they're much more accurate and quicker, more efficient. So that's good. Eventually the whole ship will be implemented. So here's Picard's quarters. That's Captain Picard. Captain Ben Picard. No, Jean-Luc is on vacation. He's down at Risa with his Horgon, waiting to get his Noblin bogged. But anyway, yeah, no, this is a pretty good cabin. Of course, Picard's got the best of the best. Tons of books. No DVDs, no Blu-ray. Eggs I have laid. Huh? There's the flute from probably the best TNG episode, or one of the top 5 for sure. Denout class. Does anyone know the name of that episode? You're an imposter. You're an imposter. If I hold it, I watched the episode. Correct, The Inner Light. Good job, Kara. The Inner Light is an amazing TNG episode. But anyway, he gets a flute. Don't worry about it. Watch the episode. It's good. It's on Netflix. I watched Star Trek long enough to know that if you hold a phaser to their head for a couple of seconds, it will eventually, the skin will melt, and then they will explode. Actually, that's just from the episode Conspiracy in Season 1, which was a good Season 1 episode. There aren't many. But, yeah. So, Picard's Quarters, very good. This has got to be really cool in VR. Or extremely sickening. Because, you know, man. Walking in VR is either hit or miss. By the way, that's definitely Dr. Crusher. Just saying. Are you saying you don't like Skin of Evil? I don't like Skin of Evil? Are you crazy? Skin of Evil is the best episode because it gives the character Tasha Yar a warrior's death. Which is to say she's haphazardly killed by a slug monster made of oil. You know. Senselessly. Pointlessly. That episode is absolute dog shit. So this is the battle bridge. And from here... there's one of those pads. TNG invented iPads. The battle bridge was seen in a couple of episodes, but basically if the primary bridge is destroyed or whatever, or if you need to do a saucer separation, then you can command the ship from in here. I believe that's the function of the battle bridge. I don't know how to do a saucer separation. Red alert! That's Riker's entire job on the show. Emergency ready room. Okay, so they don't have that yet. Is the bridge in the lower hull section of the ship? Yes. Yes, it is. And the original bridge is in the saucer. But this is where the nacelles are, I believe. So, how do you do a... how do you do a saucer separation? Saucer separation is done from shuttlecraft. Oh, okay. So let's keep moving. So, stellar cartography. The mapping of the stars. If there isn't a band called Stellar Cartography already, please let there never be one. Don't do that. Have some respect for yourself. Oh, I was gonna say, did a dude just disappear? But where are they all going? So, where are you folks headed to? Where are you guys going? There's a shield down that way. Geology lab. Auxiliary, or auxiliary, depending on what part of the world you're from. So here's stellar cartography. Okay, so I need someone who has some extreme Trek memory and knowledge to tell me if stellar cartography was ever seen in... oh, thank God. Was ever seen in the show. I believe it was in Generations, right? It was only in the movie Generations, but never in the show. So this is the set that they built for the movie. Mr. Plinkett did a very good job analyzing why Generations is terrible. And, oh look. The clones have finally found each other. They're eyeing each other down. Oh god, this is a good old-fashioned tussle. There's gonna be a brawl. A fight for dominance. Over which clone gets to live on the ship free, pure, alone. And, never mind. But yeah, what they did for the movie was, they kept the same sets, but they lit them differently, and then they ran out of fucking uniforms. So throughout most of Generations, the crew and the extras can be seen wearing a multitude of different uniforms, some from Deep Space Nine, like they're just wrong. And it's lit in like an edgy way. So this is the part of the Enterprise that you go into when you want to trip out and have an outer space adventure. Okay. Either Q fucked me, I'm in a holodeck, or this is the void room. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Maybe I could just tell Miles O'Brien to teleport me. Sprint is left alt? Yeah, no. No, we don't do that. Let's see. So, what do we... Left alt. So let's do sprint left shift. Crouch left control, prone Z. Press Z, follow me, and we'll do walk left alt. Okay, there's no teleport hotkey, so we'll just restart. Okay, so we saw stellar cartography. Let's go to 10 forward and the computer core. Maybe we'll find Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Mm-hmm. Oh, is that how the lifts work these days? Something like that? Okay. I believe you. The line. It's Q. I'm telling you, it's Q. Q is doing all of this. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body night. Work! What are you doing? I can't go to 10 forward. How about I just stand perfectly still during this? Just perfectly still. It's gonna take a little while. 10 forward is the very, very front of the ship. So... It is green. These new age instruments. This was the future according to the late 80s. Looks a lot bigger in the show. 10 forward is where the orchestra is kept. And Troy's chocolate, of course. But yeah, this is where you get nice and schwiggity wrecked. On synthahol. Not real alcohol, by the way. Only Captain Picard keeps an emergency stash of that around. Slow motion. Whoa, we're going fast. This is like GTA NPCs times 10. Here's this fucking crazy chess game. Okay, I'm good on the music. We don't need multiple music cues. Here's another crew lounge. Even though 10 forward is like right there, here's another one if you want some privacy and you want to plot some kind of conspiracy against the crew of the Enterprise to, you know, gain Federation secrets. You know what episode I really liked? There's an episode where Picard is left on the ship. I forget the name of it, but he's on the ship, he's got a fight. He pretends to be Mott the barber, and then there's a force field that goes through the ship, I think to scan it. And at the end of the episode, Picard's like up here. So he has to go all the way to the front of the ship to not get destroyed by the force field. Starship Mine. You can emergency teleport using the game menu and escape. Thank you. Good to know. Yeah, I like that one. Fluidics Lab, yeah. I bet that's where they come up with all those drinks. Guinan's in there right now, concocting a new... something. Basically, yeah, it was a Die Hard in Space episode. It's a good one. Storage. Power systems. Just 6347, 6374, 5551, 5643. Yeah, right. My favorite rooms. EPS control. There's a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of rooms. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of duplicates, I would imagine. Once you get one auxiliary room or one geology lab, you can just, like, copy-paste it, you know? So I'd imagine that filling the entirety of the ship is going to be a challenge, but not completely impossible. It's just a matter of lining everything up and figuring out how to fit it all together. But I do believe it is quite possible. I sounded a little bit like Data just then. Isn't that right? You've seen some shit too. You're another clone. Isn't there one bathroom on the Enterprise? Just one. Only one. Beep beep. Beep beep. Boop. I don't know what this room is. Sorry, I'm back. Just for a second. Fecked off. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This might... Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Still no idea. There's a lot down here, too. Are we about to enter a Jeffries tube? Perhaps? It's a very complex room. I don't know what the fuck this is. I think, I don't know. I mean, I think this was maybe in an episode. Oh, lighting here is a little borked. Access. The computer core. Oh, okay, this is a computer core room. The computer core! Millions of quackulations per second. To the point where the ship eventually evolves life. Doesn't the ship become alive at one point in one of the later seasons? Or like it develops a consciousness? That wasn't Voyager, right? That was TNG. Well, not really alive, but it just kind of starts... What am I doing here? What is my purpose? You fly through space. Oh my god. That was a TNG episode, okay. So, there's the computer core. Oh, right, it says it right here. Sickbay holodecks 6 to 9. Yeah. But really, though, what would you do if you were in a holodeck? Wouldn't you just, what would you do? What if I told you they have cameras in holodeck, so every moment of your activity is being recorded at all times? So whatever freaky sex you have with yourself, or Sherlock Holmes, or a Yeti, or SpongeBob, please let it not be SpongeBob, but if it is, Captain Picard will know. Vinny, even better. Oh. I hate to say this, but you've got a mild case of death, sir. Yeah, we can't get you back from that one. Sorry. Good luck. Yeah, you want a second opinion? I'll get you one. I'll get you one eventually, but yeah, for now you're just gonna be dead for a while, if that's okay. Biomedical scan 0208.
Luigi, I don't know how to tell you this, but, well, don't worry about it.
Doc, I went surfing in the holodeck and I think I broke my collarbone. Were you playing video games, sir? What is this? What are you doing? I know you're practicing for Halo 3700, but now is not the time. Yeah, no, it was totally a surfing accident. Yeah, no, I mean, I was in the holodeck and I tried to surf and I really fucked up my neck and back and, it's terrible. Sir, you do realize we have all of your holodeck activities recorded, and what you were doing in that holodeck didn't look like surfing. What was, sir, what was so interesting about your crotch that you needed to get a closer look? Very nice recreation of Dr. Crusher's sickbay. No comment. Oh, by the way, if you weren't dead before, I hate to break it to you, but now you're triple dead. Vinny, why did he need a holodeck to blow himself? No, you misunderstand. There's no evidence of him trying to blow himself. That was totally incorrect. I'm just saying that there was a coffee stain on his crotch that he was trying to get out, so he needed to get real close to it. And, I don't know why would he go to sickbay to blow himself, though. That's a good question. What? A sickbay? No, holodeck. What am I saying? The developers are gonna love me. They're gonna watch this at some point. Oh, shit. You know, Twitch streamer dude, he streamed our cool game that we spent years of our lives working on because we love Star Trek. And then they watch it, and afterwards they're like, oh, he's making autofellatio jokes. Oh. Okay, so here's the holodeck. This is what it looks like. The only... I mean, there's several pieces of technology in Star Trek that make absolutely no sense. But what I find fascinating about the holodeck, and I actually did look it up at one point to try to figure out how you could, like, go through a city street and, you know, this is your limit right here. And it's something to do with lensing and perception. Makes absolutely no sense. There is no in-universe explanation that even gets close to making sense. But there's enough room to investigate a coffee stain on your crotch, if you so desire. A VR treadmill? But what if you have one dude here going this way, and you have, you know, Wesley going this way, Dr. Crusher going this way, Deanna Troi going this way, all at the same time? A moving treadmill floor will not work. I mean, come on, it's Star Trek, get it together, we gotta get the science. Anyway, let's continue suspending our disbelief for a moment. Each square is a treadmill. Vinny, it's cum logic, don't think about it. Fair enough, okay. Eventually there's going to be, from what I understand, they're going to go through the episodes and add holodeck programs, like in the first episode in the pilot, when Riker meets Data, it's like a forest. That'll be in there. Then the Dixon Hill office, which is Picard's hologram thing that he does. I would imagine Sherlock Holmes. Probably Robin Hood eventually. Worf's training program, where you get to fight a gimp with a skull hat. You prefer Quark's holodecks? Well, to be fair, Quark is, you know... didn't he call them, like, pleasure decks or something? The Brig and Shuttle Bay 2. Whatever you do, though, don't put Barclay in a holodeck. Barclay has a bad history with holodecks. Likes to turn himself into supercomputers and... I will free you. Nope. Never mind. Hey, can you free this guy? Captain Picard told me. Hey, and now you have to free- oh shit, you're dead. Sorry about that. Yeah, I have orders from Captain Picard that you're supposed to free this man. Where did my phaser go? Oh shit. I dropped it through a wall. Yeah, I have orders from Captain Picard. Why are you saying it like that? No, that's his name, right? Captain Picard? I was told that... That's kind of cool. I was told that, we were supposed to, free him. Sir, you don't belong. You don't belong on this ship. You are aware of that, right?
Shuttle Bay force field activated.
Holy shit. Holy ship. Am I breathing? Oh, I'm free! Oh, oh. Wow. Fucking massive. So now you know how big the ship is. Okay, I'm Data. That's the explanation. I am Lieutenant Commander Data. Wow. Wow. That's how you do it. That was cool. Explain gravity in space. It has to do with treadmills. Wow. I don't think you can do third person. I know, the field of view sucks, but this is cool. I believe that's where the bridge is located. Prepare for ramming speed! Man, I was really hoping for the next gen theme. Specifically the one from the motion picture where they first encounter the Enterprise from the shuttle. You know what? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see if I can find that exact thing. Here it is. It's just called the Enterprise. So this is where actually the Next Generation theme was introduced during the motion picture. The original series motion picture from like 10 years earlier. So that was, I think, Jerry Goldsmith's theme, and they just used that for TNG. I have a wealth of useless information in my head about a fictional universe in space. But it is the 51st anniversary of Star Trek, so if I'm gonna share it, it's gonna be today. The big 51. Nowhere near as cool as just 50, but... Actually, last year, at almost this exact date, I was at a Star Trek convention, my first one, in the Javits Center where New York Comic Con is held. What if I enter through the butthole of the ship? What will happen? Is this illegal? I think this is illegal. This is illegal in 3 states. The lighting is really, really nice, though. They did a really good job with the textures and the lighting. I mean, this model for the Enterprise is just perfect. Also, this scene from the motion picture goes on for way too long. If you've never seen it, it's just shots. It's just shots of the fucking Enterprise over and over and over and over again. It's like 5 minutes of Kirk just looking at the Enterprise. Wow, that is beautiful. Beautiful! They get closer. Oh my god. They get a little closer. Jesus Christ! 5 minutes later, Kirk's like he's smoking a cigarette. Jesus fucking Christ. That basically sums up the entirety of that movie, by the way. Just a long, meandering, good movie, but it's very slow and weird. Alright, I'm ready to... Get me out of here, Holmes. I'm ready. Get me out. Alright, thanks, bro. Well, now we have a better view. But at what cost?! That shuttle is lost forever. Of course I would fall during the fucking exact moment that the music picks up. Gravity in space confirmed. Alright, well, before Paramount sues me, I'm going to, I'm gonna head back. So there's also a couple of other, locations, but before we do that... Is this VR? It is. There's a VR... There's a VR version as well. Okay, so something particularly cool. So, there's, let's say, Mars. That's what they call it in the video, right? Why don't we say go someplace else? Mr. Data, Warp 9, engage. And if you go, actually, if you go Warp 9, it gets you to the destination. There's 2 locations you can get to. It gets you there quicker. Than if you went, say, Warp 2 or Warp 1 and 5. So, I mean, it is actually a functional warp system. This dude's seen Warp 10. That's not true. He hasn't become a lizard yet. It's his first day on the job and he's really nervous to go on the bridge. There's been rumors that they're looking for, randos to go on away missions. The second he sets foot in this room, they're gonna get him. And what's this? It's Deep Space Nine. Pretty fucking cool, right? The 2 best Star Trek series, right here. Now, if only I had a shuttle, so I could explore Deep Space Nine a bit. Apparently, this DS9 is, to scale compared to the Enterprise. So, this is what was said in the videos. They're waiting to merge. Interesting. Where did this come from? This very clearly should not be here, but I'm not complaining.
Force field activated.
I think I'm stuck. Oh god. I'm stuck. Guys, I fucked up. Oh, okay. Oh, we're good now. I have freed myself. Terraknor. There it is. Kind of actually even see inside of it a little bit. What? What?
Excuse me, can I get back in, please?
There's a remote saucer separation from the shuttle. Really? Oh god, I can't get back. No! Fuck! There it go. Soon it will reunite with its mother. I guess I'm part of the DS9 cast. Maybe I'm Miles O'Brien and not Data. Where'd that shuttle go? Is the shuttle suckling on the nipple of the Enterprise? I think it's still moving. Oh fuck. So, I'm ready for a saucer separation now. Oh.
Shuttle bay force field deactivated.
What? I didn't expect that. I like how gravity just activated. There it is. There you go. Leave. Turns out the Enterprise is so massive it generates its own gravity.
Shuttle bay force field deactivated.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh god.
Shuttle bay force field.
It's the Philadelphia experiment. I'm so sorry you got stuck in the bulkhead, in the doors, and in the floor, and in the walls. That about sums this up. I think I can help them. Please to come inside, please.
Field activated.
Please to come inside, please. I'm kind of stuck on the ground for some reason. God damn. Oh no, I'm good. Alright.
Shuttle bay force field deactivated.
It didn't work. Fuck it. We gotta figure out how to do saucer separation, but for now, we got 2 more locations to explore, and then we're done with this. There's a surprising amount of stuff to do. I was expecting a very short experience, but there's a lot more going on than I thought there would be. So this is nacelle control, which... The nacelles in Star Trek are those, the 2 thingies that point backwards with the lights on them. This is how they go warp. The tech is all there. It's all very complicated. It has something to do with treadmills. Didn't a character get shot out into this in one of the episodes? There was like a Geordie episode and some character just jumped into here, right? Right, yeah, that was a pretty fucking morbid episode. It was a suicide episode. Which Star Trek never shied away from, you know, tough things, tough topics. What the fuck? What are you doing in here? Oh, he's fixing. I thought he was like rolling around. Turns out he's just... He's trying to fix something. Or he's stuck and needs help and can't call out because none of the people have voices. They have no mouths, but they must scream. But yeah, this is the Grand Maester Pycelle control room. I've crossed the beams. So this is probably the other very recognizable room. I mean, there's a lot of recognizable rooms on the Enterprise, but this one, even if you've only watched a couple of episodes of TNG, you'll probably recognize this. In some ways, I saved the best for last. Or one of the best for last. It's, engineering. I don't know how Elcar's got turned off, the animations. Yep, this is the warp core. And, if one were to rupture this, one would be in, let's say, deep shit 9. Still don't know what's back there. I've always wondered, but looks like we're not going to find out today. Is this ship a city or a military ship? It's not a military ship. In fact, the purpose of the Enterprise was to explore and to make contact and discover new life and civilizations and all that stuff that Picard says in the beginning. And Kirk. But it is very well equipped for war. The problem is, it's got families on board. There's, like, what, 2,000 people on the Enterprise? And that includes kids. So, even though, I mean, this has been an ethical debate when talking about Next Generation. But yeah, even though they're not specifically going for the military thing, they get themselves into a lot of battles. Like, it happens a lot throughout the show. So, I mean, people are like, well, why would they put them in danger if they're going to these strange new worlds which may be hostile? And the answer is, I have no idea. The answer is TV show, of course. Yes, that is always the answer. If there's ever something in science fiction that doesn't make sense, the answer will always default to TV show. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these things here. So this is the Season 1 bridge. There's subtle differences, but I can't tell you what they are. Maybe lighting? Let's take a look. Color. Yesterday's Enterprise. Probably one of the best episodes of the series. The ship is a warship, I believe, in yesterday's Enterprise. So, in this one, it's specifically designed for battle. This one is cool, though, yeah. Then you have All Good Things, which is, this is, the Enterprise, I think, with the 3 nacelles. I could be wrong. But it is under Riker's command, I believe. And, yeah, a couple more differences. I mean, compared to Season 1... you can see the differences pretty clearly. Even these are different, but they really didn't skimp on the detail. Yesterday's Enterprise is kind of cool too because it has these side panels. I like these. Ah, yes. Now do the shitty movie version. Ugh. All right. So, there's a chair here now, for some reason. In case Worf gets tired. There's chairs here, too. I didn't even know about these fucking stools. But yeah, apparently there's this. I guess I didn't pay enough attention to what the Enterprise looked like. But the lighting is also a little darker overall compared to the show. It does look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I don't completely hate it. But the only one who gets back support is Worf. Because he's got the back of a warrior! And he needs prune juice. So, yeah, that's those seasons. Yeah, the text was glitched a bit, yeah. Alright, I'm ready for a saucy separation. How do I do saucy separation? Worf did fuck up his back, his spine at one point. There was a whole episode about Worf and he wanted Riker to, like, commit some kind of Klingon ritual-assisted suicide. I'm telling you, TNG seems like a silly space show at times, but it gets pretty fucking heavy. And it's good. It's, well, when it's at its best... Here's the newest... here's the newest crew member that's about to be sent to his death on some alien planet. Also scared to get in there. He had to get a new spine. Yeah, Worf had to get a new spine. He'll be wearing a red shirt by the end of the episode, don't worry. Why did we just fire a photon torpedo? Anyway, we have to go to the battle bridge to do the separation. I am God, come on, you know. He's like, fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm going in. I wonder if Red Alert inspired him. Let's see what task he sets out to do. Well, he's gonna pretend like he's busy for a second. And then he's probably gonna go to 10 forward and think about his life choices. And how, very shortly, he's going to be in the stomach of a... I mean, Star Trek has its tropes. Most of the nameless crew end up in the belly of the Sarlacc. Okay, so Battle Bridge. It's time to separate. I remember, when I was watching the show, like, there was a kind of a big deal about saucer separation, but it only was ever done in, like, 1 or 2 episodes, maybe 3. And from what I understand, the advertising for the Enterprise D, before the show came out, was like, this new Enterprise is sleek, and it can be separated. But apparently it was a very expensive thing to film, and really annoying for them to do so they just never separated the goddamn thing. Why would they separate the saucer? A couple of situations. For one, there's a tactical advantage. You could then attack from the battle bridge and from the saucer. If you're gonna lose the Enterprise, maybe one part of it is really fucked up, you could just separate. That's about it. Oh, if the warp core is breached, you can separate the saucer, and, you know, save the rest of the people on there. I wonder if it'll take me to the main bridge now, despite the saucer separation. Like, where's it gonna take me?
My microphone died and my computer crashed, but everything is fine now. Thank you for your patience. Pooper just.
It's normal. I'm fine. So that's true. Everything just shit the bed. I don't really even know what the fuck happened, but it died. Everything died. So, it sucks. I'm back, though. And I think we pretty much saw everything in Stage 9, or mostly everything. I think the only thing I wanted to do was go into the shuttle bay and see if I could look at the saucer from a distance, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's all good. I guess I'm going to just wrap up that part of the stream, and then we'll take a quick BRB while I set up Mayrocrat. Apparently detaching the saucer immediately leads to audio problems, so I mean, now we know. But I guess what I want to say is that was an amazing tribute. That's better than almost anything Paramount and CBS have done for Star Trek in a long time. I heard Bridge Crew was pretty good, though, so I haven't played that. But in terms of revisiting The Next Generation, Stage 9 is just an amazing, amazing thing. The show is classic for a lot of people, and the sets were, I think, ahead of their time. So it's nice to be able to explore them in VR or otherwise. And everyone that worked on that project, just thank you. And to sum up my thoughts on Star Trek's 51st birthday, well, I haven't really been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. Every now and then I'll pop on an episode, but for the most part, it's kind of just, at some point I'm going to revisit the series for sure. And maybe even watch, I like some of the original series. I like plenty of it. I like the movies of the original series a lot, but it's definitely a daunting thing to make it through an entire series of Star Trek, but it's worth it. And TNG is still my favorite, but I think anyone who hasn't taken the plunge, what I was saying before was just give it a shot, stick with it, watch Deep Space Nine. After that, you go from there. Maybe you watch the original series. I mean, if you really want more, Voyager has its moments, but yeah, 51 years, man. 51 years. It's very good. But definitely challenging. And also, there's a whole Star Wars versus Star Trek thing that's just bullshit. Without Star Trek, Star Wars would not exist. And without Star Wars, Star Trek would not have come back. Star Wars was a huge hit, and then Star Trek was like, hey, let's do movies. And then the movies became really successful. And then Next Generation came around in the 80s, late 80s. So, I mean, they were kind of dependent on each other, and both did different things for sci-fi. Star Trek had kind of more of, there was a hard science approach to a lot of stuff. It was more hopeful, optimistic. It was a view of us, humanity, in the future. And Star Wars was like space opera. But both were great, and I love both. And if you asked me to choose, I would have a hard time doing so. Star Wars meant more to me when I was a kid. I got into Star Wars around 10 because I had the VHS trilogy and I loved it. So, I mean, it meant more to me. It definitely kind of has this more, I think the fan base is definitely huger. The newer stuff is pretty good, but not, I don't think it's as good, but the fans are very passionate about it. And Star Trek there's just so much to it. There's tons to consume in Star Trek, and it's really good because it'll challenge your belief systems on things, and it'll challenge, the best of Star Trek isn't about actions and pew pew and lasers and phasers and stuff. It's about challenging, an ethical code, presenting some stuff that might be going on in society at the moment, but presenting it from the perspective of an alien race with fucked up foreheads. Satire. And it does so in a way that at the time a lot of people weren't really, they didn't know. I mean, most people picked up on it, but I think a lot of it was really sharp for its time. That's the original series, but TNG did it too. The Prime Directive was a thing that was covered a lot, and it was really interesting to see the different captains' take on it, and also finding that morally gray area and exploring it and having great episodes with really great characters, well-written moments. That is the best of Star Trek. So, I mean, I think it's, again, for its 51st birthday, we're getting a weird show, and we're getting the Orville, which is kind of also strange. But I think, again, for anyone who enjoyed watching me explore the hallways of the Enterprise, maybe give it a shot. Watch a couple episodes, or just do like top 10 best TNG episodes and just jump in and see what you like, because you can do that. It's rewarding to go through from start to finish. There is some continuity, but it's still a show that you can just watch episode, by episode randomly, and it also works too. So I guess that's it. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the Salt Factory, that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And probably no more after that, but maybe. We'll see. Depends on how much of the Salt Factory I can handle. Number 1! Be right back.